The sun rose slowly over a quiet earth. Cities lay in ruins, but nature had begun to heal. Trees reached for the sky, rivers ran clear, and animals roamed freely. Humans had survived, but they had almost forgotten the stars. Life on Earth had become simple again. People worked to rebuild, to make the planet safe and green. But something strange was happening in the skies. At first, it was just a flicker. Tiny lights that moved too fast, too precise, to be birds or planes. Farmers reported them. Pilots reported them. Scientists stared at their screens in disbelief. The lights moved in patterns, forming shapes that felt strangely familiar, like old dreams. People began to feel a pull toward them, an urge they could not explain. Dr. Lena Morris, one of the leading scientists on Earth, stared at the monitors in her lab. She had spent years studying signals from space, but nothing like this had ever appeared. The patterns were not random. They were a message. She tapped her fingers on the desk, her heart beating faster. If she was right, the signal carried knowledge. Knowledge that humans had lost long ago. Meanwhile, in the Pacific Ocean, a bright light streaked across the sky and disappeared beneath the waves. Fishermen reported an explosion of color, a green and blue shimmer that left the water glowing. A team of scientists rushed to the location. Among them was Captain Eric Stone, a former space pilot who had returned to Earth to help in its recovery. He stared at the floating object, feeling a strange warmth in his chest. The object was small, but it pulsed with energy, almost as if it was alive. The world watched as the news spread. The object became known as the starseed. People speculated wildly. Some thought it was a meteor. Others whispered it was an alien craft. But Dr. Morris and her team knew it was something else. The object had patterns engraved on it. Symbols that matched none of the known languages on Earth. They glowed faintly, reacting to the presence of humans. At night, the lights in the sky returned. They moved closer, forming rings and spirals. Children pointed at them, laughing and running through the fields. Adults watched silently, a strange mixture of fear and hope in their eyes. The lights seemed to reach into the hearts of people, stirring memories that did not belong to them. Dreams of flying among stars, of worlds far away, returned to their minds. Captain Stone walked along the beach, the starseed in his hands. He could feel it thrumming like a heartbeat. It was warm, comforting, but also frightening. He remembered stories from his grandfather, who had spoken of a time when humans had sailed among the stars. "We came from the stars, and one day we will return," his grandfather had said. At that moment, Stone felt the words were not just stories. They were warnings and promises. Dr. Morris worked day and night. The signals from space were increasing in intensity. Her team discovered that the starseed responded to the signals. It emitted light in patterns that seemed to match the messages from the stars. The crystal inside it, small but perfect, seemed to hold a memory. A memory of something Earth had lost. Something humans had forgotten. Tension grew. Governments around the world began to take notice. Factions formed, some wanting to study the object, others wanting to control it. Captain Stone and Dr. Morris realized they had little time. If the starseed fell into the wrong hands, the knowledge it contained could be used to destroy, not rebuild. They decided to keep its location secret, moving it to a hidden lab deep under the mountains. That night, the lights above became brighter than ever. People across the world looked up, feeling a connection they could not explain. It was as if the stars themselves were calling, reaching down to Earth. Birds flew in unusual patterns, tides shifted slightly, and a soft hum filled the air. Even the wind seemed to whisper secrets of forgotten worlds. Inside the lab, Captain Stone and Dr. Morris stood in silence. The starseed pulsed faster now, as if excited. Suddenly, a small projection appeared above it. A map of stars, constellations that had been hidden from human knowledge, and symbols that seemed to guide the way. They stared in disbelief. The starseed was a key to a forgotten history, and perhaps to humanity's future among the stars. Dr. Morris spoke quietly, almost afraid to say the words aloud. "Earth is remembering," she said. "And the stars, they have not forgotten us." Captain Stone nodded, gripping the starseed tightly. Outside, the lights in the sky danced with renewed intensity, and the world felt, for the first time in centuries, that something greater was awakening. Humans had survived, but now they were being called. A journey had begun, one that would take them beyond the limits of their imagination, beyond the edge of Earth, into the forgotten realms of the stars. And somewhere in the darkness of space, ancient eyes watched, waiting for Earth to remember all it had lost. The star seed rested in the hidden lab, glowing softly as if it were alive. Dr. Lena Morris and Captain Eric Stone had not slept for days. The map of stars it had projected continued to rotate above it, revealing points in space that humans had never reached. Every line, every symbol, seemed to whisper secrets of civilizations long gone. The two of them realized that this was not just an object. It was a message, a guide, and a warning all at once. Outside the lab, the world was changing. People felt it, even if they did not understand why. The lights in the sky moved faster, forming new patterns. Farmers reported strange growth in crops. Animals behaved differently, following unseen paths. Even the oceans seemed alive, responding to something invisible. Earth itself seemed to be remembering. Dr. Morris worked tirelessly, decoding the signals from space. The crystal in the star seed responded to her touch. When she placed her hands on its smooth surface, faint images appeared in her mind, stars being born, planets forming, and ships flying silently across the void. She gasped. These were memories, not just of Earth, but of humanity's ancient past. Humans had once been travelers of the stars. Captain Stone studied the map projected above the star seed. One point of light flickered urgently, like a heartbeat. "It's calling," he said quietly. "It wants us to go there." Dr. Morris nodded. "But we are not ready. We don't even know what we will find." Yet both knew they had no choice. Something beyond Earth was waiting, and it would not wait forever. As they prepared, news arrived of strange incidents around the world. Ships vanished near unexplored oceans. Satellites recorded flashes of unknown objects moving faster than anything human-made. Governments took notice. Soon, groups with their own agendas began to appear, quietly searching for the star seed. Some wanted its knowledge, others its power. Tension grew inside the hidden lab. Dr. Morris and Captain Stone knew they could not trust anyone completely. They had to act carefully, for if the star seed fell into the wrong hands, the knowledge it held could destroy humanity instead of saving it. They decided to assemble a team, scientists, engineers, and explorers who could understand the star seed and travel where it guided them. The first to join was Cale, a young engineer with a talent for building spacecraft from scraps of old technology. Then came Myra, a historian who had studied myths of stars and forgotten worlds, her knowledge surprisingly matching what the star seed projected. Last was Juno, a former pilot who had navigated dangerous storms on Earth and in space. Together, they formed a team of unlikely heroes, each with skills essential for the journey ahead. Before leaving, Dr. Morris examined the star seed one last time. The crystal pulsed faster than ever, casting shadows across the lab walls. She placed her hand on it again, and an image appeared, a distant planet, glowing blue and green, with structures that looked like temples. Strange creatures moved through the air, intelligent and cautious. "This is where we must go first," she said. "It is the beginning of everything." The journey would be dangerous. Space was no longer the empty place humans remembered. Signals from the star seed suggested that ancient dangers still lingered, remnants of civilizations that had failed, left to guard their secrets. But the team was determined. They had to know the truth, even if it cost them everything. As the first ship was prepared, the star seed seemed to hum in approval. Lights in the sky above Earth swirled into patterns, guiding them like a road made of stars. On the day of departure, people gathered to watch the ship launch. No one fully understood what was happening, but hope and fear mixed in the air. The world was watching quietly as humanity took its first real step back into the galaxy. Inside the ship, Captain Stone and the team felt the weight of history pressing on them. The star seed hovered nearby, suspended in a special chamber, glowing and alive. Myra traced the lines of the map, her fingers trembling. Cale checked the engines, making sure the ship could survive the unknown. Juno stared through the viewport at the endless black, listening to the quiet hum of the star seed. Then, without warning, the lights in the sky intensified. Beams of energy stretched toward the ship, forming a spiral that seemed to lift it gently from Earth. The team realized that the starseed was not just a guide, it could interact with them, protect them, and even move the ship when needed. They had never experienced anything like it. As they passed the atmosphere, Earth shrank below them. The familiar blues and greens became distant, and the vast darkness of space stretched ahead. The signals from the stars grew stronger. Every pulse, every flicker of light, seemed to call their names. It was as if the universe itself had remembered humanity and was waiting for their return. And in the quiet of the ship, with only the hum of the starseed, Dr. Morris whispered, "We are not just explorers. We are the keepers of what Earth once forgot. And what the stars have never forgotten." Far above, the lights of the galaxy moved in patterns too large to comprehend. The first chapter of humanity's journey among the stars had begun, and nothing would ever be the same again. The ship cut through the darkness of space, silent except for the faint hum of the starseed. Captain Eric Stone sat in the cockpit, his hands steady on the controls, but his mind raced. Every star they passed seemed alive, every flash of light a reminder that the universe was not empty. Outside the viewport, constellations shifted in ways no human eyes had seen in centuries. The starseed pulsed softly, like a heartbeat, guiding them toward the first point on its map. Dr. Lena Morris studied the signals constantly. "We are close," she said, her voice calm but tense. "The starseed is reacting more strongly now. Something waits for us." Myra leaned over her shoulder, tracing the lines of the glowing map. "It looks like a planet," she said. "But not like any planet we know. Look at those shapes. Structures, ruins, maybe. And they are very old." Cale adjusted the engines, keeping the ship steady. He glanced at the others. "Old or not, I hope nothing is alive there to greet us." Juno laughed nervously. "You say that now. Just wait until something bigger than Earth wakes up." As the planet grew closer in the viewport, the team fell silent. It was beautiful and eerie. The surface was cracked, with glowing rivers of blue light winding across the land. Strange towers, like giant trees made of stone, rose into the sky. Shadows moved between the ruins, but nothing appeared fully alive. The starseed pulsed faster, almost urgently, as if urging them to land. Captain Stone guided the ship toward a flat area near a glowing river. The engines hummed as the ship touched down gently. Outside, the air was thin, but breathable. The planet smelled faintly metallic and sweet, like ozone after a storm. Myra stepped first, her boots crunching on the strange, glittering ground. The ruins stretched endlessly, silent witnesses of a civilization that had disappeared long ago. The starseed floated in the air, projecting images and symbols. Lena studied them closely. These symbols, they are similar to ones we found on Earth in myths and ancient ruins. This civilization might have known humans long before we even existed here. Cale shook his head. "So, we're walking into a ghost city of aliens who might have met our ancestors? That's comforting." Suddenly, movement caught their eyes. Small, winged creatures emerged from the shadows. They were unlike anything humans had ever seen, tall and thin, with glowing eyes and translucent wings. They did not attack. Instead, they circled the team cautiously, observing. The starseed pulsed in response, and the creatures seemed to recognize it. They backed away slowly, allowing the humans to pass. The team moved deeper into the ruins. Everywhere they looked, there were signs of intelligence, carvings on walls, strange machines half buried in the ground, and towers that seemed to hum with energy. The starseed led them to a central temple, its entrance guarded by massive stone doors etched with symbols. As Lena touched the starseed, the doors slowly opened, revealing a chamber filled with glowing spheres floating in midair. Myra gasped. "Knowledge, this is a library of some kind. A memory of a civilization long gone." The spheres floated closer as they entered, reacting to their presence. Each contained holographic images of star systems, ships, and histories. Lena reached out, touching one of the spheres. In an instant, her mind filled with visions, ships traveling faster than light, alliances of planets, and humans traveling among them as equals. Captain Stone looked around, tense. "This is incredible, but remember, we are not alone. Something might still be watching." The team nodded, aware that their every step could trigger traps or alarms left by this ancient civilization. They moved carefully, studying the spheres, absorbing knowledge that had been lost for millennia. Hours passed, but it felt like minutes. The star seed pulsed steadily, guiding them to a final sphere at the center of the chamber. When Lena touched it, the chamber trembled. Images of a great war spread across the planet, civilizations fighting, stars burning, and a shadowy force consuming everything in its path. She pulled back, heart pounding. This is what destroyed them. The same force the star seed warned us about. Kale frowned. So we found the history of a lost civilization and the warning of a danger we don't fully understand yet. Great. Just what I needed to know. Juno checked the perimeter. We should leave soon. We've learned what we can, and I don't want to meet whatever destroyed this place. But Lena hesitated. The star seed pulsed faster, almost pleading. She realized this planet was just the beginning. The knowledge here was not meant to be hoarded, it was meant to guide humanity, to prepare them for what lay ahead. We can't leave yet, she said quietly. There is more to understand. The star seed brought us here for a reason. Outside, the winged creatures watched silently, as if guardians of the ruins. They did not interfere, but their glowing eyes followed every move of the humans. Captain Stone nodded reluctantly. Fine. We study, but we stay alert. Something tells me this planet wants to teach us, not fight us, for now. The star seed glowed brighter than ever. The humans knew they had taken the first real step into a galaxy that had not forgotten them. But in the shadows of the ruins, something stirred, something that had been waiting for travelers from Earth to awaken the memory of the stars. And far beyond, in the darkness between worlds, the shadow force watched, patient and hungry. Humanity had begun to remember, but the universe had not yet revealed all its dangers. The chamber of glowing spheres was silent except for the faint hum of energy. Lena Morris traced her fingers along the floating orbs, each one revealing histories of worlds humans had never seen. The images danced before her eyes, cities floating in the sky, ships moving faster than light, and creatures of unimaginable shapes and sizes. The knowledge was vast, but fragmented. It was a puzzle left behind by a civilization that had vanished long ago. Myra stepped closer to one of the spheres. She gasped as the images shifted, showing scenes that looked strangely familiar. These look like Earth, she whispered. Not exactly, but some structures, some symbols. They match myths we have on our planet. Our stories, they come from here. Captain Stone frowned, skeptical but intrigued. You're saying humans on Earth might have had a connection with these worlds? The star seed pulsed in response, bright and steady, almost as if it were affirming Myra's words. Lena felt it in her mind, visions of ships carrying humans through the stars, families leaving Earth long ago, and civilizations spreading knowledge across the galaxy. We were not alone, she said softly. Humans once traveled among the stars. We've forgotten, but this place, it remembers. Kale examined a broken device on the floor, half buried in dust. And these guys were smart, he muttered. Look at this tech. It's alive in a way, responding to us. Almost like it has a mind of its own. The starseed pulsed faster, projecting a new holographic map that connected the ruined planet to other star systems. It was a network, a web of knowledge left for travelers like them to discover. Suddenly, movement in the chamber caught their attention. The winged creatures from outside had followed them in. They hovered silently, observing, their glowing eyes reflecting the light from the spheres. Myra took a step back, but Lena raised her hand. The creatures did not attack. They seemed curious, as if recognizing the humans as students or visitors, not threats. Lena placed her hand on the star seed. The crystal pulsed violently, projecting a vision directly into her mind. She saw an interstellar council, humans standing among other civilizations, learning, sharing, and growing together. But the vision darkened. The council was attacked by a shadowy force, a presence that consumed planets and stars alike. Entire systems vanished. The humans retreated, hiding, leaving knowledge behind to survive. Lena staggered, overwhelmed by the intensity. This is why we were forgotten, she whispered. Captain Stone put a reassuring hand on her shoulder. We survived. And now we're here to remember. That's what matters. Kale adjusted a floating sphere, causing it to reveal more images. The spheres contained not just history but instructions, guides to technology, navigation, and even warnings about the shadow force. Humanity had been given tools to survive if they returned, tools that could help them rebuild a place among the stars. Myra's eyes were wide with wonder. The myths on Earth, the old legends, they were memories passed down without full understanding. Stories of people leaving the planet, of gods in the sky, they were real. Lena nodded. And now we have a chance to reclaim that knowledge, to learn from it, and maybe prepare for what's coming. The star seed pulsed again, brighter than ever, pointing toward a distant system marked on its map. The planet had been only the first step. The network of knowledge stretched farther than they could imagine, each system containing lessons, memories, and warnings. But the shadow force was not far behind. Lena could feel it in the vibrations of the star seed, a dark pressure against the light of knowledge. "Then we move quickly," Captain Stone said. "We can't linger. Whatever destroyed these civilizations might still exist. And if it finds us, we may not survive." The team nodded in agreement. They gathered what they could carry from the chamber, recording images, copying data from the spheres, and ensuring the star seed remained safe. Outside, the winged creatures watched silently. As the humans departed, they seemed to acknowledge the star seed as a key to understanding and protecting the galaxy. The humans felt a strange connection to them, a silent promise that they were not alone in this journey. The ship lifted off the planet with care, leaving the ruins behind. The glowing rivers and strange towers disappeared beneath them, but the memory of the civilization remained alive in the star seed. Lena looked at the pulsing crystal, determination in her eyes. "We have much to learn," she said. "And we must remember everything we can." Captain Stone adjusted the controls, setting a course for the next star system on the map. Kale monitored the engines, while Myra studied the holographic map projected by the star seed. The knowledge of humanity's past was in their hands, and with it, the responsibility to survive and grow stronger. Far above, in the blackness of space, the shadow force stirred. It sensed movement in the network of knowledge, aware that humans were awakening to their forgotten history. It waited patiently, patient and hungry, knowing that the journey of Earth's children among the stars had only just begun. And so, the team sailed onward, carrying the first whispers of humanity's forgotten greatness, unaware of the full dangers that lay ahead, but ready to face them with courage, intelligence, and unity. Humanity had begun to remember, and the stars were watching, waiting to see what they would do next. The ship moved through the black expanse of space, guided by the star seed. Lena Morris studied the projections constantly. The star seed pulsed, showing them a path through star systems long abandoned. Myra traced the map with her fingers, noting clusters of planets that seemed to hold knowledge and power. "These are libraries," she said, awed. "Not just books or machines. They are entire worlds built to store memory." Captain Stone steered the ship carefully. "We don't know what awaits. Some of these systems are dead, some may still have guardians, alive or mechanical. Stay alert." Kale worked on the engines, adjusting energy flows as they entered the first system marked by the star seed. The planet ahead was enormous, covered in metal structures and floating platforms. Energy glowed faintly in the skies, like veins running across the world. As they approached, the star seed pulsed violently. Lena reached for it, feeling visions rush into her mind. Ships of incredible design, flying silently between stars, carried knowledge and messages. Entire civilizations had used these paths to communicate and protect themselves from a dark force that moved like a shadow between worlds. The star seed showed her one terrifying vision, the shadow consuming planets, leaving only silence. The planet they entered seemed abandoned at first. Towers reached into the sky, and strange bridges spanned over glowing valleys. The star seed projected a sphere in the center of the ship, highlighting a structure in the distance. "That's our target," Lena said. "It looks like a central archive, a repository of knowledge." Juno adjusted the ship's landing gear. "I don't like this. It's too quiet. Everything about this planet says danger." Captain Stone nodded. "We move carefully. One wrong step, and we could awaken something that doesn't want us here." The team disembarked. The ground felt hard, almost alive beneath their boots. Energy lines ran along the surface, pulsing softly in rhythm with the star seed. The planet's technology responded to their presence, almost welcoming them, yet warning them of potential threats. Myra looked around in amazement. It's like the planet itself is alive, and it remembers everything that happened here. As they entered the central archive, Lena felt the weight of history pressing down. Floating spheres, like the ones on the first planet, rotated slowly, each containing holographic images of civilizations long gone. Ships, cities, alliances, all recorded and preserved. "This is more than a library," Lena whispered. "It's a key. A key to the galaxy's knowledge and survival." Kale moved closer to a large console. "And it's still functional. Incredible. We could learn faster than anyone has before." The star seed pulsed again, projecting a warning. Shadows were moving through space, drawn toward the archives. Lena understood immediately. The civilizations that built these archives had faced a shadow force before. It was returning, and humanity was in its path. Suddenly, the lights in the archive flickered. Energy surged around them, and the star seed glowed brightly. Lena felt visions of the shadow consuming star after star. It was not sentient like a person, but intelligent in its destruction. Captain Stone drew his weapon, tense. "It knows we're here. We have to secure the archive and leave before it arrives." Myra moved among the spheres, recording as much as possible. "We have to understand their knowledge. If we leave empty-handed, we might never get another chance." Lena placed her hands on the star seed. "We will take only what we need, and we will prepare. The star seed is guiding us, showing the way to survive this darkness." Kale accessed a terminal, and energy flowed from it into the star seed. Information streamed into their minds, coordinates, maps, and technologies designed to defend planets from the shadow. Lena realized that these archives were a network, a galactic defense system built long ago by civilizations that had vanished. The star seed was the key to activating it. Outside, dark shadows flickered across the sky of the planet. They moved with purpose, like hunters closing in on their prey. Lena and the team had only minutes to finish. She focused on the star seed, letting it guide their hands. The knowledge flowed into their minds, giving them understanding beyond what any human had known before. Finally, the star seed pulsed one last time, projecting a final map, one that connected all known archives and showed the path to protect humanity and the galaxy. Captain Stone nodded. "We have it. We know what we need. Let's go before the shadows reach us." The team raced back to the ship as the shadow force approached. Dark shapes moved in space, faster than they could comprehend. The star seed pulsed, activating the ship's defenses and guiding them through the corridors of energy that would protect them from the first attack. As they lifted off, the planet's towers seemed to bow to them, as if acknowledging their success. Lena looked at the star seed. "This is just the beginning. We now have the knowledge, but we must use it wisely. The shadows are coming, and we cannot face them unprepared." Captain Stone set the course for the next system on the star seed's map. The journey ahead would be dangerous, but for the first time, humanity had a real chance. And far beyond the stars, the shadow force sensed their progress. It had waited patiently, but now it knew that humans were awake, remembering, and preparing. It would not forgive them for returning to the galaxy. But humanity had the star seed, and with it, the first real hope to survive. The adventure had only just begun. The ship raced through the darkness of space, leaving the glowing planet behind. Captain Eric Stone gripped the controls, eyes scanning the void ahead. The star seed pulsed violently, its light brighter than ever. "They're coming," Lena Morris said quietly. "The shadows know we took the knowledge. They're moving fast." Outside the viewport, dark shapes appeared, massive and silent. The shadows were not ships but something alive in the void. They twisted and shimmered, blacker than space itself, stretching like smoke across the stars. Juno's hands tightened on the rail. "We can't fight that directly. We're too small." The star seed responded with a wave of energy, creating a protective barrier around the ship. Lena realized it was not just a tool, it was a guardian. "It's shielding us," she said. "The star seed knows how to protect humans. We just have to trust it." Kale worked frantically at the engines, adjusting power to the shields. "It's like nothing I've ever seen. The energy flows with us, reacts to our movements. It's alive in a way." Myra stared at the holographic map projected by the star seed. It's leading us to the next archive, she said. If we reach it, we can unlock defenses across the galaxy. If not, we might not survive the shadows. Lena nodded. We have to take the path the star seed shows. No deviations. It's guiding us towards safety and knowledge. The shadows advanced quickly, reaching out with tendrils of darkness that seemed to pierce the ship's shields. Each pulse of their energy sent tremors through the hull. Captain Stone maneuvered sharply, dodging one tendril and then another, but they kept coming. Lena placed her hands on the star seed. Images filled her mind, past civilizations using energy networks to repel the shadows, creating corridors of protection across star systems. We can do this, she whispered. We have their knowledge, and we have each other. As the team worked together, the star seed pulsed with greater intensity. Energy streams flowed through the ship, forming a network that connected them to the nearby stars. Lena could feel it, the pulse of the galaxy itself guiding them. The shadows struck again, more aggressively this time, but the star seed responded, sending waves of light that cut through the darkness. Juno's voice was tense. They're learning. Every move we make, they adapt. If we don't reach the next system soon, she did not finish. They all knew the stakes. Humanity was awakening among the stars, but the shadows would not allow them to grow unchecked. Kale adjusted the engines again, pushing the ship to its limits. Sparks flew inside the control panels, but the starseed's energy kept them intact. Myra monitored the map, guiding them along a narrow path through a nebula of energy streams. The shadows hesitated at the edge, unable to penetrate the complex web of protective light. Lena felt a surge of hope. We're almost there, she said. Keep going. Suddenly, one of the shadow tendrils broke through the barrier. It slammed against the hull, shaking the ship violently. Captain Stone struggled to maintain control. Hold on, he shouted. The starseed responded immediately, sending a pulse that pushed the tendril back, cutting it apart like mist in the wind. The shadows recoiled, regrouping, but they were relentless. Lena realized something important. The starseed did not just protect, it amplified human will and intelligence. The more the team worked together, the stronger the shield became. It reacts to our unity, she said. If we fight as one, we can survive. The team nodded, synchronizing their efforts. Every adjustment, every command, every movement was in harmony with the starseed's energy. Minutes passed like hours. The shadows attacked repeatedly, but the ship moved faster, smarter, and more efficiently than they expected. Finally, the distant light of the next archive appeared, a glowing structure orbiting a dead star. It pulsed with energy that matched the star seed, a perfect resonance. Lena smiled. We made it. The star seed has led us to the next safe haven. As they approached, the shadows hesitated. The network of energy between the star seed and the archive formed a barrier too strong for them to penetrate. The ship landed safely on a platform, shaking slightly from residual energy flows. The team exhaled, exhaustion and relief mingling on their faces. Captain Stone looked at Lena. That was too close. But we did it. Lena touched the star seed gently. This is just the beginning. We have the knowledge, the power, and the connection. Now we can start using it to defend humanity and prepare for what's coming. Myra looked out at the dark expanse, thinking of the civilizations lost to the shadows. We can learn from their mistakes. We can survive where they could not. Kale nodded. And we'll be stronger. Humans don't give up easily. The shadows receded into the void, waiting, patient. They knew humanity had awakened, and they would return. But for now, the team had survived, guided by the star seed, strengthened by unity, and prepared to unlock more secrets across the galaxy. Humanity had faced its first true test beyond Earth, and survived. The journey was far from over, but hope shone brighter than the dark. The stars remembered humanity, the star seed remembered the past, and humans were ready to remember themselves. The ship landed gently on the glowing platform of the central archive. The structure was massive, larger than any city on Earth, stretching into the void like a monument to forgotten civilizations. Lena Morris stepped out first, feeling the energy of the star seed pulsing in her hands. The crystal seemed alive, almost singing with the memory of countless worlds. "This is it," she whispered. "The heart of the network." Captain Eric Stone followed, scanning the surroundings. Massive towers of unknown material glimmered with soft light. Bridges of energy connected them like veins across the structure. "It's beautiful, and dangerous," he said. "One wrong step, and we could trigger something we don't understand." Myra and Kale stayed close, documenting everything, their eyes wide with awe. The star seed projected a path into the archive, leading them to a massive chamber at the center. Floating spheres hovered everywhere, each glowing with holographic images of civilizations lost to time. Lena reached out to one of the spheres. It opened a vision, humans traveling among the stars, building alliances with other intelligent species, learning and sharing knowledge. Myra gasped. So the myths were true. Humans were never alone. We were part of something greater. Kale examined a strange console. When he touched it, energy surged through the room, illuminating pathways that had been hidden. The star seed responded, pulsing in harmony with the archive. Lena realized that the archive and the crystal were connected. Together, they could access the full knowledge of the galaxy. "We have the key," she said. "Now we can unlock what the ancient civilizations left behind." Suddenly, images of war appeared. The vision showed the rise of the Shadow Force, consuming planets and leaving nothing behind. Lena felt a chill. "This is what the star seed has been warning us about," she said. Captain Stone clenched his fists. "We've seen its power already. Now we know what we're up against. But we also have the tools to fight it." Myra moved to another sphere. This one projected a human colony on a distant world, thriving and advanced, with ships moving between stars. "We were supposed to grow like this," she said softly. "The Shadow Force destroyed it all before we could reach our potential." Lena nodded. "And now we can rebuild, smarter, stronger, and together." Kale studied another projection. He saw energy networks stretching across star systems, defenses built by civilizations long gone. "If we activate these networks," he said, "we can defend planets from the Shadow Force. The star seed can guide us through the systems, connecting them again." Lena smiled. "It's exactly what we need. Knowledge and strategy combined. Humans can survive this if we use it wisely." As they explored deeper, they found archives about humanity's origins. The starseed pulsed with excitement as they uncovered memories of humans leaving Earth long ago, spreading across the stars and teaching other civilizations. Earth had been forgotten, hidden among myths and stories, but the galaxy had never forgotten. "We were always meant to return," Lena said. "And now we have the chance to reclaim our place among the stars." The shadows were not far behind. The starseed warned them with rapid pulses, images of dark tendrils creeping across space. Captain Stone looked at the team. "We have knowledge, technology, and the starseed. That's our advantage. But we can't fight alone. We need to awaken the archives and defend the galaxy system by system." Lena nodded. "Then that is what we will do. Step by step, we reclaim what was lost." The team activated a control panel at the center of the archive. Energy flowed through the structure, connecting it to distant star systems. Lights blazed along the bridges, showing pathways for communication, defense, and travel. The star seed pulsed brighter than ever, harmonizing with the archive. It was as if the galaxy itself was awakening in response to humans. Outside, from the shadows of the void, dark shapes lurked, sensing the activation. The Shadow Force could feel the growing strength of humanity and the ancient archives. It stirred, patient, calculating. But humanity had remembered, and that memory was powerful. Lena looked at Captain Stone. "We now have a map, a network, and the tools to survive. But the real journey begins now. We have to awaken the rest of the galaxy and prepare for the coming war." Captain Stone nodded. "Then we start. We've survived the shadows so far. Now we fight to reclaim the future." The starseed glowed in Lena's hands, casting light across the massive archive. The floating spheres projected visions of the past, present, and future. Humanity had remembered its greatness. The stars had not forgotten. And together, they would face whatever came next. The journey ahead was dangerous, but hope burned brighter than ever. Humanity's legacy was waiting to be reclaimed, and the galaxy would soon see what Earth's children were capable of. The star seed pulsed with energy, brighter than ever, as the team stood in the heart of the central archive. Lena Morris held it carefully, feeling the weight of the galaxy's memories flowing through her. The star seed had guided them, protected them, and shown them humanity's forgotten legacy. Now it was time to act. Captain Eric Stone scanned the skies from the archive's balcony. Dark shapes moved between star systems. The shadow force was advancing, faster and stronger than ever. "They know we're awake," he said. "We can't wait any longer. Every system we activate could be their next target." Myra touched one of the floating spheres. Holographic images of human colonies long lost appeared, their defenses inactive for centuries. "We can awaken them," she said. "Reconnect the networks, restore what was destroyed." Lena nodded. "And with the star seed guiding us, we can do it safely." Kale activated the first network of energy streams, sending pulses across the galaxy. Lights blazed along distant planets, forming corridors of protection. The shadows struck, black tendrils lashing out at the newly awakened systems, but the star seed reacted instantly, reinforcing the barriers and amplifying human ingenuity. The ship's shields, the energy grids, and the star seed worked together in harmony, pushing back the darkness. The team moved from system to system, following the star seed's guidance. Every activation brought hope and strength. Long-forgotten civilizations responded, their dormant technology coming alive once more. Humans were not alone, and the galaxy began to remember them as protectors, explorers, and allies. Suddenly, the shadows concentrated in one region, forming a massive, swirling mass of darkness, aiming straight for the Earth-linked systems. Captain Stone gritted his teeth. This is it. The final battle. The team prepared for confrontation. Lena placed her hands on the star seed, feeling the pulse of energy expand outward. "We can do this," she said firmly. "We are stronger together. Humans have survived before. We will survive again." The shadow force struck with immense power, breaking through weak defenses and consuming nearby planets. The team fought tirelessly, using the star seed to guide energy flows, deploy defenses, and awaken new allies. Human courage and intelligence shone through, amplified by the star seed's memory and the ancient archives. Every strategy, every move, was precise, as if the galaxy itself was assisting them. Myra sent instructions to colonies across the galaxy, coordinating human and allied species responses. Kale managed the energy grids, directing power where it was most needed. Juno piloted ships to intercept the shadows, while Captain Stone and Lena orchestrated the activation of the central archives. The star seed pulsed in perfect harmony with their efforts, becoming a beacon of hope and light. The shadows thrashed and roared, a force of pure destruction, but humanity's unity proved stronger. One by one, the black tendrils were pushed back, disintegrating under the combined power of human strategy and the star seed's energy. The galaxy responded, systems awakening and joining the fight. The darkness recoiled, unable to destroy what it could not comprehend, the resilience of a species that had survived, forgotten, and now remembered. Finally, the central mass of the shadow force dissipated, retreating into the void, patient but weakened. Silence fell across the activated systems, a calm after the storm. Humanity had won, not by raw power, but by intelligence, unity, and courage. The star seed pulsed gently now, as if satisfied with the outcome. Captain Stone exhaled deeply. "We did it," he said, though everyone knew it was not the end. "But we've proven we can fight, we can survive, and we can reclaim our place in the galaxy." Lena smiled, holding the star seed. "The galaxy remembers us now. We've awakened what was lost, and we are ready for whatever comes next." Myra looked at the floating spheres, now calm and steady. Humanity has a chance to grow, to explore, and to learn from the past. We won't forget again. Kale nodded. "We can protect ourselves, but also help others. The galaxy is bigger than Earth, and we are finally ready to be part of it." The star seed, now glowing softly, hovered above them. It had fulfilled its purpose, but it remained alive, a guardian and a guide. Humanity had remembered what the stars had never forgotten. The journey was far from over, but the future was theirs to shape. As the team looked out over the galaxy, distant signals blinked from newly awakened civilizations. Lights, colors, and energy flowed like rivers between the stars. Earth, once forgotten, had reclaimed its legacy. Humans were explorers, protectors, and learners once more. The shadows would return one day, but humanity was ready. And somewhere, beyond the edge of the known universe, a faint signal blinked, an invitation, or perhaps a challenge. Humanity had remembered, the stars had remembered, and the adventure would continue. The galaxy was alive, waiting for those brave enough to explore it, and Earth's children were ready. Humanity had survived, learned, and remembered. And the stars were watching.